Hi, Luann here. I wanted to come on here and share some of my excitement over just a couple of the new releases, spring releases from Pampered Chef. And especially I'm going to showcase the Rapid Prep Mandolin. This has quickly became one of my very favorite. All their new spring products are super exciting and I do love them all. There's a couple that are game changers. This is one of them. So I wanted to kind of go over this with you and show you why it's going to change your life in the kitchen, why I love it, and just what I've experienced so far with it. So along with that, the new releases, it kind of goes along with the vegetable produce type things that I wanted to share also are these mesh bags, the mesh produce bags. There's 3 of them. They come in a set of 3 and they are all color coded according to what size they are. Each of these little tabs that you can't really see on there probably are colored a different color, and that kind of helps you determine at a quick grab which one is which for sizes small, medium, and large. So there's also a toggle at the top where of course they close quite easily and open. And these I just fell in love with today because I went to the store, and I don't know if you're like me, but I get in the dang produce section and I cannot open those plastic bags to save my life. And I stand there and I'm frustrated, and I just it's one of the most, it was infuriating. Why can we not come up with a plastic bag that opens in this day and age? However, so then I have to go over to the spritzer area and touch somebody else's produce that's in the spritzer and then open the plastic bag. So this eliminates it. So I just put them directly in here, go up there. It's negligible as far as the weight. It's not going to change anything. Come home, they're in the bag that you want to store them in. So there's nothing to take them in and out of the plastic bags that are horrible for the environment anyway. You just throw it in the fridge. You can wash your vegetables right through here. If they need a lot of scrubbing, of course that's not going to work. But if it's something that you just need to rinse, or I don't know, like blueberries or something, you can just leave the bag and just run the water over and kind of just wash them just like that. And of course store them in the refrigerator. So that's the beauty of it. So I wanted to share that because that I fell in love with, again, for probably a different reason than what they're made. They're made to help with the environment and be handy for several reasons, but they keep me from licking my fingers in the pandemic, because this has definitely not made that any easier opening those plastic bags. So back to this, let's get started. This is the Rapid Prep Mandolin, and it's all one piece here when it's stored. As you can tell, I'm just holding onto the lid, so it is all fastened together. So it's a little smaller than a loaf of bread, so it's not really that large. I'm going to move this down just a bit so you can see the demo just a little bit better. And assembly of it is super easy. So you just take the top off and take out the items. So all you have is your food pusher, which is the gray one, the food chute, which is where your raw uncut vegetables go through. And also that comes with the mandolin is the dual-sided cleaning brush with the brush on one end and a pointed part on the other end, which is super handy for cleaning something that is sharp. So, and I just used this not too long ago, so right before the demo. So on the back side, because you won't be able to see this once I set it up, as you can see, the blade, there's no sharp edges. The blade is recessed clear down in there, so it's very safe. And on this side, the blade is not exposed either unless you choose for it to be. And then it's still, the sharp edge of the blade is clear down in there. So it's not this up here. It's the part that's clear down in there that's sharp. So very safe. Love it. So there's 2 dials on the back. There's the top one that determines the shape of the cut. So it goes from slice to French fry cut to julienne. And then there's the dial down here that has numbers 1 or 0 actually through 8, and those are in millimeters. And of course, the higher the number, the thicker the cut. So there are little symbols down here that match the symbols up here. There's this one here that matches. So that's, in their experience, the perfect cut for a French fry as far as thickness is an 8. The perfect thickness for a julienne is a 4. So just as a guide, of course, you don't have to use it that way at all. And then there is the food bin. This is where the food goes as it's processed and cut. So it has a little divot on the bottom, kind of a triangle shaped divot that helps this stay in place. And I'll show you that here in a minute. Little handle on this end to grasp it with. And then this end is cut out differently, as you can see, so it fits right up snugly against the mandolin. So you'll just want to open up the legs, and you'll feel it and hear it kind of snap just a little bit, so you know it's all the way extended. And go ahead and set the settings how you want them, because it's a little hard. You can't really get to the bottom one once it's over the food bin. You can get to the top one. So I am going to start off with a slice, and I'm going to do a thick slice on 8. So if you can see that. So all you do now is you take and you put the food bin with the cutout edge first. If you can see that, I know it's clear and difficult to see. The cutout edge first goes through the legs of the mandolin, and that triangle divot cutout that I told you about sits right here on top of the bottom bar. So it doesn't wiggle back and forth once it's on the table. You can see it just stays in place. Okay, so other items you have, at this point you'll want to go ahead and open the blade. So just slide that down, and again, the actual cutting part is way down there, so you're still very safe, which is part of the beauty of this too. And you'll want to attach the food chute. So you can take the plunger out or the pusher out if you want. The food chute, if you look at it, has like they're kind of like teeth type looking things here. And that is the edge that goes up against the actual mandolin. And you'll also notice, more importantly, probably, is there's a tab here, and that's what catches on this button. So you kind of want to just set the bottom side, try to see the best angle, down like so on the bottom. And then as you raise it up, you just pull up on that tab, the green tab, and put the top part under, and then let go. And just kind of wiggle back and forth, make sure that food chute did get caught by that tab, and it did, so we're all good to go. So the other thing that you'll want to do is just release the plunger, because this plunger you store it in the down position. So to do that, you turn this counterclockwise and just release, and it pops up. Okay. The one thing that's way different about this mandolin also that makes it stand out from others is not just the safety element and how dang fast it really is. It's called the rapid one, and there's a reason. But the whole mechanism that it operates, how it operates, is different. Typically, you run your hands with the food over the blade to cut, and hopefully you have a food holder or something, but you're still running your hand back and forth over a sharp object. So I don't know about you, but that always made me a little nervous when I got down to the bottom. I never felt like I could get the cut right down next to the end piece of the whatever it was you're cutting, because your hand's right there. So how bad do you want that last little cut? Probably not that bad. So with this though, your actual mechanism is you're moving the blade. The food is not moving other than just being fed into the blade, and you're just gently pushing on it. Now, if it's something hard like a sweet potato or something, you have to push a little harder, but it's still not much of a push at all. This is the hand that's actually making the cut, and that's because it is moving the blade safely down in there. So it's just totally great. So I am going to start with a slice. And I also wanted to show you these two if you haven't seen or been exposed to the coated knives. They are awesome. So they all come with a plastic cover for safety that keep them out of harm's way when you're reaching into drawers. This is a set of 5. You can get them each separately as well, or as a set. So I did not expect much when I got those, honestly, because they're fun colors. They look like something that maybe a kid would use as a toy or a play knife, not really even cut. But I've been totally impressed. They absolutely cut. They're sharp. And when I don't want to grab my forged steel set, my real nice chef set, I'm just in a hurry. I just grab these. Look at that, just like butter. It's like crazy. I was totally impressed, and I still am with that. So I just cut that in half because it probably would have fit down in there, but I like to have the flat surface of the potato against the blade, the part that's feeding into the blade, especially for sliced, because it just makes more sense. You're not trying to slice a round edge first. So then you take your food pusher and just set it in there. And this is going to be kind of awkward because I'm trying to show you as I'm demoing, but you just gently push on that. And as you push on the plunger, you can push as fast as you want to get them out quicker. It's up to you. And there you go. So here we go. Right there we are. So just like that, you can see all of these sliced potatoes are uniform. They're absolutely the same. I mean, same thickness. You're gonna look like a pro when you're feeding people like this. And it's absolutely fast. I mean, you can do a whole bag of potatoes in no time with this, and it's fun. It makes you kind of want to keep on doing. I mean, like, really, I'm done already? Come on, I wanted to prep more. And that's not like me typically, because I've been trying to eat more vegetables. And the biggest objection I have to vegetable eating is the prepping, because I hate prepping. It's tedious. It's boring. It takes time, but it's so important. You have to do it. You have to do it. And oftentimes that's only one of the steps. You still have multiple steps in the cooking process of whatever it is, the recipe you're making. And you have dogs barking, and you have kids running in and out, and you have a full-time job and everything else. So we just don't have time for that chef prepping stuff. And so the shortcut is I don't eat quite as many vegetables as I should, or I use the frozen varieties or whatever. So this is a game changer. I will not be doing either of those as much now. I have been eating a lot more, and it's been great. So let me show you now. I also have some sweet potatoes here that I made some sweet potato fries with. I'm going to make just a French fry cut on this now. So I'm going to leave it on, I think I had it on 8 already. So yes, I did. As far as the thickness for French fries, I think that's going to be the best one. So all you do is you change the setting. And I should have taken the sliced ones out so you can see they're not in there with the French fries. But as you can see, these French fries are perfect. Look at those. They're all exactly the same shape, other than the potato being round. And you can get longer ones by the way you feed the potato in, so that if as much surface area as there is exposed as how long, of course, as the rounded edges come, you're going to have the smaller pieces. But absolutely beautiful French fries. Now, if you want to dice, all you do is you put the French fries back in after you've fry cut them, and you run them through again real fast, and then that's a dice, and they come out nice diced, whatever it is that you're making, like for breakfast potatoes or whatever. And I don't have a carrot to do the julienne function with, but I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way. I'm gonna run through just a slice of potato just to see if it would be enough to demo it. So I changed the top to the julienne function. I probably need to do this the right way. And I'm going to turn the bottom dial to the 4, which is what they recommend for the perfect julienne. So it should be set how I want it. The little potato slice, which is not much, let's do a couple of them, is in there. And I'm going to do the food pusher. And here we go. And it's a little, there we go. Oh, wait, I did not get something turned right. Oh, I see what it is. Yep. That's the beauty of bifocals. You gotta love it. So, I don't want a whole bunch of julienne potatoes, so I'm going to stop with that. But let's see. Anything else I wanted to talk about with this? The bin makes it super easy. They don't recommend that you store food in it, but I mean, it's whatever. And the best part of the cleanup is you tear down, just lift the green button, you take the food chute off with the food pusher, and you'll want to run water over that, of course, and get the biggest parts of those off, and then use your dual-sided brush to real quickly get the big chunks off from the front and the back, and then throw it all in the dishwasher. The entire thing is dishwasher safe, which is great. I love that. So of course, once it's kind of clean, you want to close the cover so that the blade is not exposed, and the legs just go down like that. The plunger goes down and turns clockwise, and then that's in the stored position then. And the chute and the pusher goes on one end of this, and the little tool can go in there. And then the plunger end goes on the same end as the food chute. You will see there, you can't just put it anywhere because these dials kind of hang down lower. So the plunger end does not have the dials, so it has to go on the same end as the pusher and the chute is on. And then you just put it down. There's little tabs here that it kind of loosely connects to, and then you're ready to store it like that. So what I like to do is with my fries, I don't know if you know, but the small bar pan fits perfectly into the air fryer, just like this. So they say that the best fries are in the basket in the air fryer, which is fine, and they are really good that way. I kind of like to do them like this because I feel like the seasoning and stuff doesn't get tumbled around as much. Either way is fine, but I just wanted to point out because so many people don't know that this fits perfectly in the bottom of our deluxe air fryer. So what I do is take the fries that I have now put in here, or the slices or whatever, and spritz it with just a little bit of a light oil, and I like to use garlic infused oil, or if you like a flavored oil or whatever, just kind of spritz it lightly. Now if you have the spritzer, don't forget to release that pressure before you store it each time, or it does tend to get more clogged up. And then I like to season it so that the seasoning stays on there really well, which brings me to the final thing that I'm going to talk about as far as new products on this demo, and that is some of the new seasonings that are out, which are absolutely wonderful. We get the consultants and directors get our products and all the new releases at least a month ahead, so we can trial all these things and give feedback and also learn what we're talking about. And let me tell you, they've been trialed and trialed and trialed and trialed because I love them so much. So that's a good sign. The French onion dip, so good, so good. Unless you absolutely don't like that flavor, you will love that. I'm going to try that on my French fries tonight. And I'm going to divide them up so I have some of it as French onion dip and then some with some of the other ones. One of the other ones that I think might be good on there and is so good on some other things is the salt and vinegar. Again, if you don't like salt and vinegar, you might not like that. But if you do, oh my gosh, this is so good. I love it. Even on vegetables that are like steamed and stuff, it's just, they pop. They're so good. Two of the other new ones that are really good, everything but the pizza, which is supposed to be kind of like an everything but the bagel, but it's good for anything from hamburgers to Italian foods or whatever you like it on. The rotisserie, which is a combination of several things that most people tend to put on meats when they cook them. It doesn't have to be rotisserie meat, of course. It could be hamburgers or steaks or roast, whatever you want it on. When you sear it, especially, that's really a great time to do it. And these are ground up smaller than traditional ones so that they absorb and they stay on better than like some of the really coarse rubs and stuff. So that's what makes them really good for the seasoning on the outsides of stuff. So the rotisserie is really good. It has garlic flavor and onion powder, some other spices, and of course all of ours are gluten and free and all natural products. And guacamole is the other seasoning that's brand new. One of our other new products that just came out this spring is the avocado tool. So this is a great partner with that to make the nice little guacamole, and it's so good. And lemon garlic. What could you not love more? If you love garlic, the lemon just like brings a pop to it, a nice freshness to it. So good. And these are not necessarily new. They're newer, but new-ish, but they're some of my favorites too. The lemon pepper is really good, whether it's on fish or whatever. The urban onion is another one I want to try on the French fries. I think it sounds kind of interesting, and I do like it on other things I've tried it on. Their seasonings are top notch. I will never buy a cheap seasoning again. There's just no comparison. And honestly, it's not like you go through them like every day. So it's not like you have to buy them and replenish them every day. So it's so worth it getting a quality product for a lot of things. Ranch is the other one that's super good. And this is really good on popcorn even. And actually, I think it's labeled as a popcorn seasoning. There's a French toast popcorn seasoning too, if you like the sweeter type of popcorn. That's good. So I believe I have touched on everything that I wanted to for the Rapid Prep Mandolin. And I can't wait to show you some of the other new product releases, because there's several that are really awesome. There's a couple others that are powerhouses for game changers too. So I'm super excited to demo and showcase those to you also. So be on the lookout for them. Again, this is Luann with Culinary Chats with Luann, is where you can follow me on Facebook on my business page. Thank you.